Welcome back to Tools and Track. Fancy a to-do list? In our last episode we got this guy on auto test and it was good, but it can be better. Everything can be better. So in this episode we're going to make it better. First thing on the list, I do have a list by the way. There are some niggles I want to deal with. Intermittently, for whatever reason, this thing will just start squealing like a radio controlled car. I don't know why, but it's weird because it's not speed dependent, it's not engine speed dependent, it's not like anything. It's just like it'll squeal until you come to an absolute stop. Similarly, there's a click between drive and coast. Now, I don't know exactly what's causing it, but I've checked the drive shafts, it's not them, brakes, it's not them, coilovers, it's not them. We've been on this the previous episode, but it's still there and it's worrying because a click between drive and coast means that something is loose and it's potentially about to break. So in this episode, we're definitely going to find that. Other points to note. Well, there's still a bit of looseness. Bear in mind that whilst this car has an exceptionally low mileage, about 37,000, it's sat for a long time, so bushes have perished, there's movement, you know, the arms are also still a bit corroded in the back. That's getting dealt with. We're going the polybush route. Finished skyline, almost. Happy man. Look how happy he isn't. So, this is what we're going for. Poly bushes. So we've got all of the suspension control arms and all of the anti-roll bar ones. But the fun doesn't stop there. We've also got polyurethane engine mounts. Now, these are going to be a bit of a must because I've polyurethane the diff, and the diff and the engine are one member because of that PPF. So I need to get these on, otherwise there's just an imbalance front to rear. Other points to note, oil filter to go with the oil that I've bought because we've just done an auto test, so let's get a service on the way. Ooh, that's snappy. Remember the clicking noise? I reckon there's more to go. So the first bushes that I've started on, because it's the front of the car, is the front anti-roll bars. Also because it's really easy to get them off. And I hate to say it, but these look brand new. I say they look brand new, like they're pretty decent nick. They're obviously not brand new, but time for new ones. Why did they put pull tabs at the top, which you open, and then it's still sealed? Why does it need to be resealable? Don't worry, this isn't the first time I'm moaning about it, they're all individually packed as well. Engine mounts promise to be fun, mainly because I'll need to jack them up and take all of the brackets that hold the engine mounts off to get them out from under the car. And as luck would have it, it's going to be a tight endeavour. So I'm going to start with the driver's side because it's also the side that has the oil filter on it, which is equally encapsulated. So first thing first, take the support bracket for the inlet manifold. Right.
Hello, good morning, or night, whichever the case may be.
Just tell me how much oil's in it.
We're down to exactly 4 feet 9 inches of black stuff.
Do you know where it's going? Not in the fucking engine.
Fuck off.
Put some pork back in it.
Fuck off. Who invited you? I've done that before.
Fucking
I have legitimately done that before. And it was not cheap oil.
No, I've done it as well.
And it was in a car park outside the flat I was renting.
I've done it with that fucking Moto
not done.
300V stuff.
It wasn't even my car. Stood it for a mate. And I put 70 quid worth of his oil straight on the fucking floor. Okay, I'm done here.
Yeah, I've done it as well. It's horrendous. It's never when you buy the cheap oil either.
No.
It's always when you buy the top grade. All over the monoblock.
That was monoblock as well. Yeah.
You can't even attempt to hide it.
Yeah.
It's down all.
Not even an outside tap. There was no way to deal with it other than just let it seep in.
Strong environmental hazard.
Throughout this endeavour, he has been helping because he thinks, now this is the man who had a Triumph that needed small welds.
We did fix it though.
We fixed it, and then
We fixed it.
swore off ever getting a Triumph again because of that, and bought
Did buy another Triumph.
another Triumph, and now that is causing him endless amounts of woe.
It's teething issues, some small teething issues.
He is now discussing the option of buying a renowned, reliable British sports car.
They are reliable. The case, there's nothing wrong with K-Series engines, as long as you treat them properly.
What are you eyeing up?
Just treat them nice. No, so tell them about this whole
On you
plan.
go.
The
Be
plan.
my guest.
So Toby's cheating already because he's doing illegal modifications according to the spec.
According to any motorsport, as long as it's polybushed and nothing else changed, it's still as per OEM spec. They're still stock bushes. They're just polyurethane.
They're just, well, yeah, I know, but it's still an advantage.
What are you wanting to buy that's going to go head to head with this?
Right, so the plan is, right, we're going to have, what is it? It's a budget sports car challenge, isn't it? That is the challenge. Budget. Right, it's going to get well out of hand, but anyway. Budget. So we're going 1.8 MX5 against
Wait for it.
MGTF. I'm even getting this the 135 horsepower one so that it matches. This is fair. Yeah, so if you ever need to see how to upgrade a K-Series head gasket, that'll be
the very first thing we do.
That'll be coming soon.
But yes, no, there is logic to it. This is budget motorsport and
Yeah.
another budget motorsport contender. The British MR2. Of course, you need to buy one first.
Found one. We have.
He doesn't own it yet.
I've found one.
So strangely, this side, with all this open space, was harder than the driver's side, with the alternator and the starter motor and the steering rack shaft in the way. Go figure. And it's all because of this one guy here. This little power steering feed that goes up to the reservoir. It's just right in the way, really. There is, however, a way. Just need to be really good with Tetris. There we go. And rotate it 180 degrees. You then need to feed this in, but no space. For whatever reason, this side doesn't have the big groove that the other side has. So I'm going to lower the engine down. When it's close enough with this still slack, we'll get all 3 bolts in for the mount. And then, yeah, the only thing I actually had to do here is a wee bracket that holds that pipe on. Just took that off and gave it a wee bend down, and it seems to have worked. So, you know, this would obviously be an absolute dawdle if you didn't have power steering, but why would you not want power steering? Thinking there, my new belt, I was like, is it being stretched? Is it just because the alternator's not moving enough? No, that's a 4PK 855, and the belt that's come off the car, a 4PK 885. Alright, take it back. Yeah. Okay, the 885 is for the alternator belt. The 855 they sent me is a power steering belt, and it needs an 855. So there's one to watch out for if you're replacing them both. Fucking idiot. So I take it back, they're not that bad. If you have a belt that you can't quite get on because your alternator is at full deflection, get it more or less ready to bend round and bow the engine over. There we go, click, it's on. It's time to add some tension now. Without being M. Night Shyamalan. Right, let's talk about diffs. Again. Right, the Torsen diff of doom. Now, this guy, if you remember correctly, we fitted because the car came in no diff.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Great, except there's kind of constant clicking noise, which I thought was these bolts here, but since tightening them up and then having another go at it, it's no better. Still a clicking, and we've now identified this. Did you spot that earlier on? If so, 5 points to you. Don't spend it all in one store. Yes, we have a leaking diff seal from this side drive shaft just dripping onto the exhaust. I don't know how a diff seal could make a clicking noise, but it's definitely going to be the cause of why I keep hearing an intermittent whirring that goes away only when the car comes to a complete halt. It's clearly that seal is unseating and causing me no end of drama. Quite simple solution would be to fit a pair of diff seals. Except I'm not gonna. I had buried the lead on this quite a while ago and I was hoping to bust it out as a bit of a surprise, but as the lead times are starting to eat into actual maintenance time, I'm gonna have to explain it. At some point, one day in the future, a Super Duty G19 diff casing is due to arrive for this. Now, to clarify what that means, if you look up the back around about this region, you'll see that it's kind of hollow, it's like an I-beam. They have a habit of fracturing when you do really, really nasty clutch kicks, which I'm probably going to start doing quite a lot if we're doing auto test. So I have a company that will engineer welded aluminium plates over them and beef it all up. You just send the empty casing down, they send it back reinforced, and then you put your diff of choice in. And my diff of choice was always going to be the Fuji because it's serviceable, well, more so than the Torsen, and it's fine for the application we're going to use on auto testing. The Torsen was going to be low cost. The problem is, that has been 8 weeks now, and there's still nary a sign of it. So I'm hoping it's going to arrive imminently. Then I can put the diff seals in it, because they probably won't come with them, and then put the new casing on with the Fuji that we were always meant to put in. I was also meant to be racing this weekend with the Monklands Car Club. We were going to be doing Forest Burn. The problem is, that's 3 days away from me, and the chances of getting this resolved in that time is pretty slim. Don't get me wrong, if a diff casing arrives tomorrow, I probably will resolve this, but I'm not going to toast a couple of diff seals, change it on this. I know it's going to come out and I'm going to put the Super Duty in. So I'm kind of at a quandary at the moment, but I also don't want to absolutely toast a diff doing racy stuff. So I think what I'm actually going to do is top this up and just make sure it's not losing too much oil. This looks bad at the moment, and it will always look bad, but I'm not exactly getting oil spots in the ground. I think it's probably just an intermittent drip. I'm going to check how much I've lost, bearing in mind that we only just filled this a few weeks ago. And if it doesn't take much, we'll nuss it through the next week or two. Bangonomics 101. The interesting point to note here, right, is I fucking undone this because I'm like, oh, that's ready to be filled up. It's fucking dripping out. I wonder if it's too much in it. We'll just put that back in, we'll say no more about it, because that's not even more oil, for sure. Right, I'm out of time, I need to go. It's Saturday morning, crack of dawn, and I need to be 30 miles away. We've managed to change anti-roll bar mounts, change engine mounts. I've had a quick check of the alignment, seems okay, and obviously the serviceable stuff. We'll just need to suck and see. I don't think anti-roll bar mounts and engine mounts are going to make a massive difference, but it's a different track, so it's not really going to be that measurable. Anyway, let's go auto testing. I don't even think the camera's picking up. That's fairly fucking wobbling. Wonder what the fracture point of aluminium is.
All that I ask is please don't watch me while I
So, how did we do? Well, not too bad, all things considered. 4 runs, 2 circuits, 8 in total. My times varied though, 2 seconds between my fastest and my slowest. Now, that could be driver error, granted, but it also tells me that there's improvements that we can make here. One of the things I did notice is the car still has a tendency to either understeer or oversteer in the same corner, and my angle of attack doesn't change. This suspension, let's call it what it is, it's shite. It needs to go. Granted, I haven't polybushed it, but the bound on the shocks, it's just not up to the task. The back's looser than a wizard sleeve. That's going to be on the list. Another thing I noticed, which I wouldn't really have clocked had I not done some motorsport, see when I'm giving it proper beans for a long period of time, my clutch is starting to soften. Now, that wouldn't be a big issue until I got caught out properly on track, but it's good to do an auto test and clock these wee things. It hasn't failed, but I'm starting to note that it could do with being replaced. It's as old as the car, I'm going to imagine, so it's probably not going to be in great shape. Other than that though, the wee goat's done pretty well. I can't really complain. All the mods seem to be working quite well in unison. But that click is still there. Anyway, like I said, my resolution for that's probably in the post. Hopefully we'll get it going on the next time we touch on this wee guy. But until then, thanks for watching guys. Hope you appreciate everything we've been doing with regards to track stuff and tools and track. If you like the idea of Forest Bun, looks like a good wee hill climb and sprint circuit as well, go on Monkland's Sport and Car Club, have a wee look on Facebook, get joined up. It's not dear to be a member and it does open up that track for a lot of events. Similarly, Scottish Sport and Car Club that I did that event with, massive thanks to them as well. They've been great all year and it's pretty good cross-section events as you've seen. So have a look there too, get a member, get on track. Also, no ads, you're welcome, patreon.com/toolsandtrack. I will monetize nothing on YouTube as long as that's going on. And if you appreciate that, I always appreciate your support. If that's not for you though, cool, like, bell, subscribe, and please share. Just get it blasted all over Facebook, that's what it's for. Anyway, till next weekend guys, drive safe.